Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself, and today I want to talk about increasing and raising your vibration. So why is this important? When you have chronic illness, when you have chronic pains, symptoms, any kind of a chronic condition, you're likely living in the lowest vibrations. So what are the lowest vibrations? Things like anger, fear, shame, and guilt. Those are the absolute lowest vibrations. We have grief, right? Anger, grief, jealousy, shame, guilt, grief, right? Abandonment, victimhood. All of these are the lowest vibrations that a person can feel. And it usually, it's no fault of your own. But when you're feeling those vibrations, you're attracting more of that. So this is, when we go to the law of attraction, they say what you think about, you get more of. So if you think of everything as energy and everything as a vibration, illness, pain, autoimmune conditions, cancer, anxiety, depression, mental illness, physical illness, chronic fatigue syndrome, multiple chemical sensitivity, all of these, what they have in common is that they are low vibration illnesses, okay? So generally people who have these conditions that are chronic, and maybe not cancer because maybe you just found out that you had cancer or something like that, but all the other ones that are chronic, sorry, my video is about to cut out. I should find somewhere else to sit. But when they're chronic, because you're in a loop and it's every day that you're feeling this way and your condition's chronic, it's this vibration, this energy is looping on itself. And the energies, the lowest energies that a human being can feel are fear, guilt, shame, anger, grief. These are the lowest vibrations, right? So we're essentially sitting in this emotional cesspool that's attracting more of the emotions we don't want, but it's also attracting the physical sensations and the physical conditions that we don't want because they're wrapped up in it. So, okay, I'm gonna go find a new spot and I'll continue. Okay, so what are the highest vibrations? These are love, right? Love, creativity, right? Passion, joy, gratitude. So when you're getting into this like forgiveness, like gratitude, forgiveness, love, joy, forgiveness, creativity, all of these states, love being the highest, they attract more of the same. So usually when you're feeling joy and love and forgiveness and pleasure, when you're feeling all of these things, you feel good physically too. You're also attracting the physical that goes along with these emotional states. So how do we go from where we are with our chronic illness to up where we want to be? I guess the answer is you focus on your energy. So when you're sick, you are going to be feeling these low states, these low vibrational energies, right? And we want to change them into higher states and higher vibrational energies. So, but when you're sick and you're in pain and you're suffering and you have physical symptoms and you're feeling bad, it's very hard to change your state from this to that. So what is in the middle, right? We always kind of, what is in the center? So when you have a teeter-totter, right, you have the low vibrations over here and the higher vibrations over here. And then they switch, right? So if you're doing a teeter-totter right now, your low vibrations are high and your good vibrations are low. That's just how your teeter-totter is stacked right now because you have chronic illness. And so it's not your fault. That's just the way your pattern is playing out. But in order for us to go like this, we first need to tip the scales to the middle. So what is the middle? The middle is neutrality. And why is neutrality so important? It's because we often can't go from one extreme to the other. And especially when we're talking about energy, we can't often go from one extreme to the other. But you will notice that you have good days or bad days based on the energy and the things that you're doing around you, and the way that that state makes you feel generally correlates to what's happening. So if you're trying to get to neutrality, what is the key here? And this is what I want to talk about today. We really need to get to awareness. Neutrality is awareness and acceptance of awareness. So that is why when we go through the steps to heal ourselves, one of my main things is I say, you notice the feeling, you notice what's happening, and then you detach and you become aware. You become aware of your patterns. You become aware of your subconscious conditioning. You become aware that you're angry, or you're sad, or you're mad, or you're guilty, or you become aware of your symptoms. You step out of your story and you gain this awareness. So the awareness is the point of neutrality. And when we can accept what is in the moment, we detach, because now we're aware, we're not consumed inside the story, inside the feeling, inside what's happening. We've stepped out of it. So it's a detachment, an awareness, and an acceptance. And so it doesn't seem like that is a step, but it is. If you're always consumed with fear, negativity, right? Anger, shame, guilt, all of this, jealousy, everything up here, okay? And you want to get to up here, but you suddenly climb onto this ladder of neutrality. You climb onto the ladder of detachment, awareness, and acceptance. You can tip either way from here. Then you can either choose to go up or choose to go down. So it's kind of an odd thing because it doesn't seem like it's a state, right? It seems like a state would be anger or a state would be joy, right? The opposite. But the middle is neutrality and an acceptance and a detachment, right? So when you can be neutral, when you can detach, accept what is, and be neutral to it, that's actually a stepping stone. So if you're down here at fear, you're able to get to neutrality. Then from neutrality, you can go up to courage or joy, right? So we're climbing the ladder, and you must almost think of it as climbing up out of the pool, climbing up, right? Saving yourself. So you save yourself with neutrality. So it is a big deal. Learning how to detach, learning how to become aware, learning how to become conscious. You can do that through so many ways. You can do it through journaling. You can do it through meditation. You can do it through different practices, talking. You can do it through whatever, but you have to, the main point is you have to recognize. So first recognizing like, hey, I'm stuck. I'm in this story. I am in this vibration that sucks, right? And once we realize that, we are able to then climb up to neutrality, but we never can climb up there if we haven't first become aware. Okay, so when we're trying to get to the highest vibration, when we're trying to get to love and joy, you're okay. We basically need to meditate. We need to stop. We need to become aware. We need to challenge the patterns that we have. We need to challenge what's actually going on. What is the pattern? What is the pattern that's going on? What do we need to break or challenge or look at it in a different way, right? How can we reframe our story? What is actually happening to us, right? What is our belief? What is our belief system? What is our belief saying, right? What are we believing that is not true? What are we doing that we shouldn't be doing? How can we take action in a different way? What are we not realizing? How can we step out of our story? So basically we need to challenge these low vibrations. Challenge them. We feel them, we give them their space. And then we ask, am I willing to rise above this? Am I willing to rise above this vibration now? Once you've felt it in its entirety, this anger or this shame or this guilt, we don't push it down. We try to move through it. We try to transform it. So we feel it, we understand it, we let it talk. And then we ask ourselves, am I willing to move to a new vibration now? Am I willing to let this go? What can I do? What can I take action as? Can I get to neutral? Can I detach? Can I change my belief system? Can I challenge what's been happening? So there's many different ways to do this, but I wanted you to see that energy is everything, right? The energy that we feel when we're stuck in chronic illness and chronic pain is contributing and keeping you stuck, right? Because reality is mirroring back, right? from the law of attraction, reality is mirroring back what you're giving it. And so because you are in pain, because you have symptoms, because you have a chronic illness, you're mirroring back more of the same. You're mirroring back more of more fear, more anger, more hurt, more symptoms, right? And the more we feel this, the more our illness progresses, the more our symptoms increase. So it's really important to get to neutral, to get to neutrality, right? Everything's neutral. Change our perspective, feel what we need to feel, but then am I willing to move out of this state? Am I willing to move through it? Am I willing to move past it? Can I change my perspective? Can I see it in a different way? So I've got lots of videos on here that you can go through to see exactly how to do that. But I just wanted to say how important neutrality, awareness, and acceptance is. It is one of the keys to moving to a new level, to moving from one state to another state, from one vibration to another vibration, from illness to health, right? From pain to freedom. So it is a key element, a key step, and I really hope that you take this to heart. You're thinking, oh, if I can't stop thinking these negative thoughts, then I'm never going to heal. That's not true. You just need to observe them. You just need to get to neutrality on them. You need to be able to just take that little bit of step instead of being immersed in these feelings and these emotions and these states, and get to like this neutral place of awareness and acceptance. And from there, you can move forward. You don't need to conquer it all in one day, but you have to get to here. This is the most important spot for all healing to take place, okay? And so I really hope that you heed this advice, and I hope that when you're in the throes of despair, or your symptoms are rising, you're in a flare, you're really feeling hopeless or like a victim or powerless, whatever you do, is if you can just get to this neutral place of awareness, step out of your own story, take stock of what's actually happening, that moved you to a different vibration. That moved you to a higher vibration, just that alone. Just being neutral moved you to a place that you need to get to in order to go higher. So that's your goal. Your goal isn't to be forgiving and positive and healthy and healed tomorrow. Your goal is to be neutral all the time, every day. And from neutrality, we can build what we want. So I hope this video has been helpful. Sorry for all the crazy hand actions, and I will see you in the next video.